complete the task you entrusted to me.
Fathers, my mother entrusted them to me this morning.
Which had been entrusted by Van Garrett to his faithful servant.
I hereby inform you on the
I work for Mr. E.H. Harriman on the Union Pacific Railroad, and he entrusted me.
Your father is entrusted with more than a man of his age.
In whom the disposition of $20 million may safely be entrusted.
After the Grail was entrusted to Joseph of Arimathea.
Of his wealth had been entrusted to Madoff and was now gone.
But I, by the authority entrusted to me by my sovereign and my country.
Thank you for giving me the strength and the conviction to complete the task you entrusted to me.
And this shield and sword?
My grandfather's. My mother entrusted them to me this morning.
And she gave you her blessing?
And Notary Hardenbrook concealed the documents, which had been entrusted by Van Garrett to his faithful servant. The four conspirators drawn into the plot.
I hereby inform you on the powers entrusted to me under Section 47, Paragraph 7 of Council Order Number 4.
Woodcock. I work for Mr. E.H. Harriman on the Union Pacific Railroad, and he entrusted me.
It is a small mistake, trivial mistake.
Your father is entrusted with more than a man of his age can cope with. I'm concerned for
Please
him.
let me pass.
Mr. Stevens.
Air engine. This scarcely sounds like the action of a man in whom the disposition of $20 million may safely be entrusted. The writer of these articles, a woman who's intelligent.
I'll tell you another bedtime story, Dr. Jones. After the Grail was entrusted to Joseph of Arimathea, it disappeared and was lost for 1,000 years.
I don't know what to do.
95% of his wealth had been entrusted to Madoff and was now gone. Mr. Delavilla Huchet had written.
Some of you will not agree with me, but I, by the authority entrusted to me by my sovereign and my country.
And I'm sorry for you. But we have been entrusted with a task much greater than our own desires.
When the Army entrusts an important project like this to an officer, it usually means they're priming him from...
There is this doctor, who I believe is the person to entrust the letter to. So I'm going to over there. Make some...
Stunted little pros. I wouldn't even trust them to wipe their own noses.
No, sir. It's much too difficult.
My firstborn, so long entrusted with the mighty hammer Mjolnir, forged in the heart of a dying star.
Anymore. Then fear the death of what you're entrusted with.
$1 million for yourself. You have your story, I have mine. I say I entrusted the money to you, and you stole it. As if we would ever dream of taking your bullshit!
You have to fight it. I know what I have to do, Sam. The ring was entrusted to me. It's my task. Mine. My own.
And I promise you I kept my part of the bargain, but Ponsonby insists that I'm the only one on his staff who can be entrusted.
Here was the opportunity to escape from the army.
The same intuition that makes me doubt your intentions.
Sorry if I've given you that impression, but I've already entrusted you with my belongings.
That's not how things work. There has to be a signed contract before...
You tell it to A entrusts it to B confides in C reposes a secret in D, and as it's not very...
Question for you. Why does the LAPD give a substandard officer his own special task force?
You don't get to come here.
It's a freak.
There is no other man I would entrust the safety of my family to, Varian. Keep them safe while I'm gone.
Why should he give you this material? Kind of thing he usually entrusts to his mother.
Well, I don't know. I guess the...
Knew this when he entrusted his holy legacy to 12 men. Men, not a...
Was strange.
We didn't do anything to own this land. It was entrusted to us. And now we're just...
Please let the record show.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I'm talking about entrusting an 8-year-old's welfare in the hands of someone whose record shows has been diagnosed.
I used to see her at her husband's house, yes. Well, the Count would not have entrusted my mission to a stranger.
This change that you...
Seneca,
I entrust to you the delivery of this letter.
I will deliver it.
Chancellor of England, keeper of the Lion Seal, and entrust it to our loyal servant, Thomas Becket.
This is my young novice, Adzov Melk. His father has entrusted me with his education and welfare.
Deepest dungeon in the castle. Secretly, he entrusted the safety of the child to the magic of the pixies.
To serve the best interests of this university and the young men who have been entrusted to my care. I have the same goal today.
You couldn't if you wanted to, not without the codes. And the codes are changed weekly and entrusted to only 2 people.
Mr. Eaton, lifelong company servant.
I understand them very well. My sister has often entrusted me in the choice of a gown. I bought one for her only the other day.
I left you with all the power you would need to protect yourself and entrusted you to my loyal familiar.
What's that about a familiar?
Bob, haven't you ever seen any old Roger Corman movies?
Rid of some silicone diode.
General, nobody is talking about entrusting the safety of the nation to a machine, for God's sake.
And a daughter who were entrusted to my care. I would see this man, Inigo, almost every day.
That is what I want.
But what about our clients who've entrusted us with their savings?
I say when we sell.
This isn't about you. This isn't about you.
Hey!
I need the papers I entrusted to you.
Why should we entrust the fate of a city to your inexperienced hands? It was I who...
To get us our call. But we really think he's far too young to be entrusted with the responsibility of such an extent
Don't be such a wuss-Q.
Anthony and Mary, although I entrusted your education to your mother for your own best interests, you know how I look forward to seeing you.
Fatu, whom I entrust to bury me. And then
sensitive, but the people of the state of Mississippi have entrusted this office to uphold the law of the land. Our society cannot condone men who take the law into their own